And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
All those who are surprised by this game raise their hand, because you're probably not. We have Carcassonne, we have Carcassonne, and now we have Carcassonne the dice game. Hey, Alhambra did it, Settlers of Catan did it, Ticket to Ride threw dice in. Why not? Now, I like dice. I like that sound. It's kind of an expensive price to pay for this game. But is it a fun game? Seems like all these dice variants of other games are kind of a Yahtzee style ripoff. Is that what this is? The game comes with a small score pad, 9 dice, and a pencil. So essentially, $2 gets you 1 die. That's crazy. 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 Okay, yes, it comes in this small little cool tin, which you're going to have a hard time stacking on your shelf. And that's neat. Okay, I won't argue that. And yes, it's in the shape of a meeple. Woohoo! But essentially, alright, I don't usually talk about how overpriced games are, but in this case it was kind of annoying. But still, on your turn, you add the 9 dice. And it's just like Yahtzee in the fact that you can roll all 9 dice. Alright, so let's focus up on this rolling real quickly here. Now, whenever you roll any catapults, those dice are immediately removed from you and given to the next player. So catapults are bad. You don't get to re-roll them. You don't get any points for them. Now, the other things you're going to be rolling are parts of a city and meeples. Now, you can keep them, and, I can start building my city like this. And say, oh, ooh, look how much of the city I built. And then I can re-roll up 3 times. Ooh, 1 more, come on, 3rd time. Now, when I am finished, I'm trying to build as large of a city as I possibly can. But here I'm trying to build a city, but the city is not finished. It has to be a closed city. So I might, at this point in time, put this die here to show a closed city, because I'm going to score points equal to the largest closed city. There's a little chart in the rules that tells you, for example, here's 4 dice, gives me 3 points. I was trying to get 7 of the dice, because 7 dice would have given me 15 points. And that's basically what you're doing each turn. So the game has, your typical press your luck, but with the same aspect of building cities. You can build multiple cities, but only your largest city is going to score you any points. Now, as you're building these cities, again, what are these meeples for? Well, here's what the meeple will do. If you roll 3 meeples, you can end your roll, and you can keep one of them and pass the dice to the next player, and he can start his turn. Now, this does a couple things. First of all, that means he starts his turn with 8 dice and makes ugly faces at you for keeping one of his dice. In fact, if multiple players do this, you could start your turn with 6 dice. So that's not so exciting. But also, when it comes back to you, you will take this die, add it to the dice that are here, and roll them, and your score will be doubled. So do you want a big score now, or do you want a big score later? Now, hopefully, when you get that double score, you score, quite a few more points. Maybe if you get all 9 dice, which is very difficult. In fact, I'm not sure I've ever even seen that happen. You get 28 points. The reason I haven't seen it happen is because the chance of you rolling a catapult at some point is pretty high, and it will be taken away. So you record the points on the scoring pad, and as soon as somebody has gotten 42 points, the game is over. Why 42? I have no idea. Now, if you ever roll 9 catapults on your turn, you win immediately. Doesn't matter what else happens. So if you roll 9 catapults on your turn, you win. Now, that's seemingly quite difficult. I haven't worked out the mathematics to seeing what would make that occur. But I guess with 3 re-rolls that it could be possible. But still, that's weird. But hey, I'm glad they threw that in there. Okay, it's Yahtzee Carcassonne. But there's a bit of topographical or terrain features. You're building the city. So I will grant that. That makes it more interesting, trying to get the most points. I suppose there's a tiny bit of push your luck element in it, in the essence that you are really trying to maybe roll the perfect city, or do you want to get double points next round and so on. But for the most part, other than that, it's something that I would play for amusement. Something I'd say, hey, well, okay, I guess I play all games for amusement, but something I'd say, oh, I got 5 minutes, yeah, sure, let's whip this out and play it. But you know what? I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to hang on to this. It's interesting, it's fun, but I probably can, someone else will have a lot more fun with it. I like Carcassonne a lot. This is not Carcassonne. This is just using Carcassonne symbols to make a kind of sort of dice game. And while it's entertaining for a short bit, it is certainly not worth the price. It is certainly not something that's going to last in the long run, and it's being sold on basis of its name alone. It's not a bad game, but you know what? It's not a great one either.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.